that was another thing that like Narcos for me meant a lot because, my father died when I was 17, and here were all these like older Latino men that became kind of like uncle figures to me, but that also loved art and stuff that I liked too. So to me, even though the show was so dark and so edgy, it was one of the best experiences of my life. Yes, thank you for having me, guys.
Welcome. Since we were talking about 2026 and us breaking all of our resolutions, was there anything you made that you broke already?
Well, I just had goals to be on Desmadre Live.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess what? It's happening, guys. Manifest.
Check it off.
You gotta manifest,
Check it off.
guys.
We did too. Trust me.
Oh, man.
Resolutions usually last about a week.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? But I did do dry January last year.
Okay.
How long did
Never
you last?
again.
No.
That's why you didn't do it this year.
Never again.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hell no.
How long did you last?
The whole
you-
month. Yeah.
to the 31st?
Yeah, the 31st. And it was the worst 2 days of my life. I lasted about 40 hours, but the worst 40 hours of my life.
Yeah. I feel like February is such a short month for whatever reason. It's just 2 days shorter or whatever. But like we all think it's shorter, and then it's like you go straight in, and like after dry January, you want to go hard.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why you won't do it again.
That's what Valentine's Day is for.
Yeah.
Just
You have a
Just drink your face off.
That's right.
Whether you're in a relationship or single.
Or single.
Yeah.
Do you have a superstition for New Year's? Like, con la maleta afuera, las uvas abajo
we
de la
used to do
mesa?
the uvas thing, but honestly, they're frozen, and like by number 3, you're like, I'm
Too
good.
cold.
I'm good with
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
agrees with me.
No. I
AK
do
was
them.
gagging over there.
I had to. AK was choking on hers, but I just kept. I kind of swallowed them.
I do have a tradition for the end of the year where I go do this ritual in this Guatemalan lake called Lake Atitlan and just kind of connect back to the water.
Wow.
Just kidding. I just kept doing. No.
I hate you.
No,
I was like, that is so
good.
We're all
I
like,
really do. No, I really do.
All the
because
ladies here were like, oh my
No,
God.
I was like, that is
So I
so
like my
awesome.
crystal.
we're like, Luis, get the hell out of here.
I love a man that's in tune with himself.
Oh my God, you go in water? What?
This
This
is
is like
why
the bare minimum.
This is
I
why
kinda
you're an actor, because we all believed you. Like, we
I
were
kind of
sold.
swim in a pool. You swim in a pool.
Oh my God, stop
You're
Amazing.
it.
so connected to your core.
You connect.
Not only is Arturo super spiritual, and we love that about him, he's an incredible actor, and he was recently in the movie Tron Ares. Excuse my
Ares.
Spanish.
Man, how was that process filming that? I watched it. My son loved it, and I was just like, dude, the way it was all put together.
And this is kind of in a spiritual way, but after the pandemic and after the strike, I decided to lead with extreme gratitude, in a sense of like, I don't have time for people. They're too cool for school. When you get to a set like this, you're supposed to act like you've been doing this 1,000 times before. But I said, I can't curse on this, right? Screw it. So I said, screw it. And I was like, as soon as I saw those sets, I was like, I'm like, this is incredible. I was like, please tell me how you did this. I was like, I don't care if you think I'm like, foolish for loving what I do, And everybody was so nice, and it looked like walking into Disney World every day.
Yep.
Because they built a lot of those sets physically, which I wasn't expecting. So.
That's what I was gonna ask. Just working with Disney alone, the A+
scale,
effort,
man.
energy that they're gonna put into any production has to be amazing, and you being a part of it is next level for you as an actor, I'm sure.
Listen, growing up in Guatemala and like going to my backyard and looking up at the sky and be like, I think there's a big world out there, but not knowing. And then moving to New York on like kind of like a prayer and a dream. Like moments like that are the literal physical manifestation of my dreams coming true.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, every day I got to go to set, I was just like, let's go. They're like, do you ever take not energy drinks? I was like, no, I'm drinking Red Bulls 2 at a time. But it was, working with Disney, obviously, it's like sort of like, watching your imagination come to life.
That's
So
not,
it's
that
cool.
was number 1 on your resolution list.
That's right. Well, I did Lady and the Tramp with Disney before, the live action version.
Awesome.
And we shot in Savannah, and I remember there was like all this security, and then you walk down these steps into the port, and when you walk down the steps, they transformed it into like the 1920s, like horse-drawn carriages, and I was like,
nice.
oh, this is Disney. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
This
I felt
is
the same way with
real.
this.
Did you go to Disney World while you were in Atlanta? Because you're kind of close.
Well, I grew up going,
Oh, you had already been. Okay.
Oh
okay.
my God, Disney World is my jam.
Yeah.
That's
Disney
the only
World
one
or
I know.
Disneyland?
Disney World is the only one I know.
Me too.
You never
Oh,
been
my
to
bad.
Disneyland?
I've never gone to Disneyland.
Me neither.
You've never been to Disneyland?
I know. I've been here. It'll be like 13 years. I'm from Miami,
Get
and so
out.
like I've been to Disney World, but I don't know this Disneyland. I don't
You've
know
never
her.
What is
been
this
to
Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Who is she?
I don't know her.
She is the original Disneyland that gave life to all of the other Disney parks.
You know when I want to go?
The
Disney
OG.
I want to go on
Disney Mom.
Halloween, but they always sell out so quick. I don't know the Disney tricks.
Come
That's
on.
crazy, and you're
Well,
part
we
of the
go-
Disney universe.
But look, Guatemala, Orlando.
Right.
is
That's
closer.
why. That's why.
Every Latino
Por eso.
I've ever met in
Do we
Guatemala
get like
was
special access now with you? Like,
Yeah,
can
yeah,
we go
yeah.
in with
You're
you?
look under your
basically like a
seats.
Disney
If
prince.
you look under your seats, we're all going to Disneyland.
On Halloween, finally.
No, it's specifically no on. They said no, to you
it's
on
a
Halloween.
blackout day. It's
No,
literally a blackout day. I've
just
tried.
you.
No,
No,
we're trying to go for Valentine's. For
Oh
Valentine's.
yeah,
Day.
Valentine.
But I will tell you, going to Disneyland, I took my son in December last month, and there is Tron everywhere in the Hollywood land of the California Adventure.
Wait, am I in it?
Yes, so I was gonna say we were talking about representation earlier and having Latino representation in these big feature films, and so that's cool to see that at such it's Disneyland.
Listen, I stand on the shoulders of giants. The George Lopez, the Edward James Olmos, the Benicio del Toros that came before me. And obviously, when I started, it was much different. My first role on TV was for The Good Wife, and the character was named Dishwasher Juan.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
And I was like, how many Juans were that in that episode that you need to specify what he did, right?
Right.
Was there a Dr. Juan? But it's changed incredibly since
Yeah.
then, and there's still a lot to go. But I'm honored to be
You're part
to
of
just
that.
be a guy who happens to be Latin in a movie.
Yeah. You know what's fun? I'm like The Good Wife. I'm like I for sure saw it then. I
I loved working on it too.
yeah, it was such a fun show.
It was. And at the time, it was like it wasn't really beneath me to.
Yeah.
I got to work with David Hyde
That's what I'm
Pierce and
saying, it was a
Juliana
big deal.
Margolis, and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck it, But I'm glad that now it's just a little more three-dimensional than it was.
Yeah.
Something that I noticed as we were playing the Tron trailer or the clip was that you were looking at it with such fascination, and I was like, wow, he can see himself on the screen.
Yeah.
Some people are either cringe or they can do that.
Mostly because I don't have my glasses on, so I was like, what's Wilmer Valderrama doing? And I was like, Wilmer, what are you doing
He
there?
looks familiar.
Is there a specific role or character that you like to play, like to kind of show your range as an actor?
I've been lucky enough to do something super dark like Narcos and something super comedic. But I think I would love to do a role kind of like in Breaking Bad where the character starts off very innocent, and then watching that slow progression into darkness and then coming back the other side. I think that would be an impressive thing to do.
Narcos is crazy.
Yeah, that was another. Are we
That's
on?
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
we're still
live
live
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Great.
we're live on YouTube.
That was another thing that Narcos for me meant a lot because, my father died when I was 17, and here were all these older Latino men that became kind of like uncle figures to me, but that also loved art and stuff that I like too. So to me, even though the show was so dark and so edgy, it was one of the best experiences of my life. And I thought it was a romantic comedy until I watched it. I was like, wait a minute.
I mean, there's romance.
Romance with drugs and money.
Romance. You listen, well, sometimes you do drugs and
there
you're
was a
romantic.
couple love scenes in there, about fighting for love.
That's
but-
right. There you go. It's a misunderstood rom-com.
Yeah,
You're right.
exactly. But I mean, that's watching Tron and the way, even from the short clip and watching the actual movie, it shows that people like us, people like yourself, can be in any type of scenario, scene, and you can show up and show out, and you show why you're there. Not
Appreciate
just
you.
because it was you walked in. Oh yeah, you got the part. It's no, I
Yeah.
showed up, I showed out, I earned this.
And it's something you have to fight within yourself. It's not so much like an imposter syndrome, but sort of like this, hey, just happy to be here, But then you realize that while it's okay to have that gratitude and oh my God, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah.
Also know that you're there for a reason, right? And
That
if
I deserve to be
Yeah.
here.
And that somebody picked you for your voice, so you shouldn't negotiate against yourself,
Yeah.
Just speak your truth and what is it? Stand and deliver like that. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, you studied dramatic theater, right? That was that your bachelor's?
Wait, Raisa, sorry, let's put a pause on that.
Raisa,
because we are
plácate.
actually coming back from commercial. And we are live on television.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So yeah, I was asking, you studied dramatic theater, correct? Is that what you have your BFA bachelor's?
Yeah, associates. Which,
Okay, yeah, I'm like, I don't
print one out
know.
for you.
No,
Yours is doctorate.
I'm like,
Yours
I
is
don't know.
doctorate.
I don't know because every time I ask somebody, they're if I say BA, they're like, it's a BF. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I don't know.
No. It's so funny. I can print you out one right now. But
Okay.
it is.
I'll be expecting it.
What the funny thing about it is you go to acting school to learn. I went straight from Guatemala, and I still had an accent, and you know, you go to acting school for me to learn how to be yourself, kind
Yeah.
of what makes you tick. But I kind of stumbled into comedy. Like Broad City was my first pilot audition.
I wanted to ask you about that because
Yeah.
I do comedy. I was actually the first ever Latina artistic director at UCB, which is where like
Whoa.
Lucia and Paul Downs and Darcy, who are in
Yeah.
Broad City, and I thought that did you train in comedy? I'm like, I thought you were UCB. For me, I was like,
Natural.
oh, I love
I
that.
believe it's pronounced Ukba.
Yes,
yes,
it
thank you
is.
very much. I mean, please.
It
It's
is
a
Ukba.
Bachelor in Fine Arts, and it's Ukba.
Oh, I didn't get my details straight.
No. No, but you know, growing up in the Latino family, like
Yeah.
I say this all the time, but like I'm lucky that my sisters didn't decide to go into comedy because they're so much funnier than me. They would have like smoked me. So you had to, in order to stand out, Guatemalans are really funny. So you have to be like kind of quick-witted all the time.
Yeah.
And with Jaime, I just understood characters like this because he was kind of wide-eyed like I was when I moved to New York. His accent was like what my accent sounded like. So I remember when I walked into the audition room, they're like, Arturo, thanks so much for coming. I was like, I did not have a choice. They forced me. And they're like, yes.
There
And
you
I'm
go.
like, yes.
You got the job.
That was my college. But working with Lucia, working with Paul,
Yeah.
Abby, and Alana, they'd been to Ukaba, you know, UCB so
Yeah.
many times that learning how loose and fast they were with it is where I learned sort of how to do it.
Oh, very cool. I'm like, that's so dope to like have been able to work with them and like just learn like that so naturally. You're natural for sure.
Oh, stop it. Guys, this is a great way to start my year. If you guys
Well,
ever-
you came here.
Words of affirmations in this.
oh
podcast.
my God. Did my mom call you? Is this
We're actually gonna go into a lake after this.
that's to cleanse yourself.
Holding hands. It's a cult. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.
El culto.
El culto, así. Eso.
So Arturo, recently in the news, Christina Milian came out saying that like when she was on the rise, she felt a need to change her last name to kind of get more roles. And you're talking about having an accent. You know, you used to have an accent. Did you feel pressure to get rid of your accent?
Well, yeah, because I didn't just want to play like a person that was from a specific place, right? But, you know, about changing your name, I can't see you, so I'm just pointing generally in this direction. Okay,
She's back in the booth.
I thought about changing my name. Okay,
Wow.
because
What were the
thought-
options?
Yeah, well, I
Oh
was
my
like, we
God.
have
Yeah, we gotta know.
Please.
You're not ready.
Arturo
No, no, no,
Blake.
no, no,
You
no,
gotta
no.
put it in the tone of voice that it would be.
Joseph DeSant.
No.
Thank you guys, everybody. No, because I'm Jose Arturo Castro. I was like, okay, Joseph, Jose, and my mom's maiden name is Santizo. I was like, great. And like in the
Wow.
D, it was gonna be a D apostrophe, and I'm like, I'm so mysterious.
So
and everybody's
yikes.
like, please don't do this. But I did this movie with this director called. I was worried that people wouldn't pronounce my name. And this director's name was Andrzej Krakowski. And he's like, kid, if they can say my name, they can say your freaking name. Keep your name.
a
And so I
great
have him to
accent.
thank too. I'm Arturo Castro since I'm born until the day I die, bro.
And I love that. There
Yeah.
is a very Spanish name on all of these
no,
movies.
it's Swedish, I believe. I believe that. I believe the O
You're
is
right.
silent.
English.
I thought it was Scottish.
No, Arturo Castro.
Yeah.
You got the role. You got the role. You're
Yeah.
artist. That's right.
You know what? That's very true because like Russian people won't change their names.
Right.
Right. All these European people won't change their names. So why do we as Latinos feel the need? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, and I don't blame anybody that does, but I just think it was a good process for me to, like everything, accepting yourself for looking in the mirror and being like, this is as good as it gets,
Right.
and
This
this
is
is
who I
the best
am.
I have, and this is pretty freaking good.
This is
Ooh,
almost cursed.
Almost
Emotionally
cursed.
challenging.
Freaking.
This is enough.
Hey, this is what get girls like. Oh my God, look at him.
That's right. That's why it only took me 40 years to get married.
Hey, speaking of
gonna
girls,
say,
he
don't-
is getting married in 2
Yes.
weeks. So we
Oh my
definitely need to
God.
talk about that because you're basically here 2 weeks before you get married.
Yeah,
We should have had a bachelor
I love
party
that
for
you're
him.
like, you're getting married in 2 weeks, so you're basically here 2 weeks before you're getting married.
Yes.
And that's true because my future wife, I gotta tell you, she's from Philly,
Hey.
but I didn't know, and I'm like, this is very Latina too, she's blonde and blue-eyed, but when I met her, I remember our second date, I drove her home, and on my way back, I was like, there goes my singlehood. I just knew it. I was like, and right now I was at my bachelor party last weekend in Mexico City.
Okay.
And my
Fun.
buddy was like, hey, I got to show you this text message. After our second date, I showed him, hey, man, I texted him, hey, man, I think she's the one. And he goes, imagine your bachelor party. And that was 4 years ago, and he turns the phone, and we both had this moment of almost looking into the future back then,
Damn.
And she didn't make me say that at all. I am safe at home.
Yeah.
Blink
She's amazing.
twice. Blink
Do
twice
you
if
need
you're
help?
safe.
Yeah.
No, I'm so stoked. Getting married an
the
intense
best. It's
experience, but
exciting.
it's like I can't wait to spend the rest of my days with her.
And
Have
you
you
did
been-
like a full production for the engagement because I learned your
yeah.
social media. I don't know if you guys saw it. He had like wild horses going in the
Stampeding
back.
around us.
Yes, like during the engagement.
Because
What even
Well,
is that?
I need the background.
So
Yeah.
Disney was behind this.
so
yeah.
Disney-
He's like, it's actually a promotion to my
Tron-
next movie.
So
Oh.
yeah. Caught with wild horses by
Wow.
Disney.
I mean,
Tron- it's a crazy story, but basically I took her to Cappadocia, which is like where all these hot air balloons, fly.
Yeah.
You've seen it on Instagram.
Yeah,
many
yeah.
times. A girl going like this, like.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to do.
I'm done.
I wanted to be that girl. And guess how many hot air balloons I saw?
Zero.
Zero. Because there was a snowstorm. So the ruse was that I had to take a picture in front of this hotel to and then I was like, can my girlfriend jump in? And I was going to propose. And then I had to take the most miserable photo shoot with snow outside, just like, por favor, vengan a esta tal, And then the photographer was like, my friend, I know this horse ranch where they'll stampede around you. They won't kill you. And I was like, all right, man, let's rock and roll. And that's what happened.